Hi, hello, dear parents. Good evening. How are you? I hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to my channel, and today's discussion is going to be why children are disrespectful these days. We often forget that children aren't born with a built-in sense of respect for others. Our children need to be taught to be respectful. Think about it. Babies are born having to manipulate their world to get their needs met. And they do this primarily by crying. It is however important for them to cry because this is the only way they can communicate when they are hungry or wet or they need somebody to hold them. But as the kids get older, it is our job as parents to teach them respectful ways of getting their needs met. And crying, manipulating, and disrespecting are certainly not the respectful ways. We must tell them very clearly. Remember that your child is not your friend until teenage. It is not about a child liking you or even thanking you for what you do for them. It is important to remember that your child is not your friend. He is your child. Your job is to coach him, to become a facilitator, to function effectively in the world and behave respectively to others and not just to you. It is good to confront disrespectful behavior in the early stages of life. If your child is rude or disrespectful, don't turn a blind eye. Intervene there and then and say, we don't take we don't talk to each other like this, and this is not our family tradition, and this is just not acceptable. Ignoring such kind of behavior when your kids are younger, is going to pay you off in the long run. So that is going to be very difficult for all of us to handle the situations then. Honestly, I just don't understand what is wrong with the parents these days. Why are the moms and the dads are so afraid to lay down the laws for the children? Why are they reluctant to draw boundaries between what is acceptable behavior and what is not? Why do they live life with a list of demands from their children? And why are they so terrified of their tempers and their tantrums? It is almost as if power has been shifted in the family structure from the parents to the children. It is the kid who's the in charge, and not the adults. One reason for this, of course, what I could comprehend is that the parents have less time to devote with their children. Both mom, dad are usually working, so it becomes difficult for them to spend time with them. So they just to compensate this time lag, they overcome they ignore such kind of a behavior, and even they overlook bad behavior even if it is a bad manner. But more than that, it is also that these days parents have become devotees of their children. In the race, in this race, the devotees of the children, the child is the object of worship for them. The whole world revolves around him. When I say him, I mean to say the kids only. His every wish is treated as command, and he simply can do no wrong. The child, whatever he is doing, is considered as to be right only. So modern parents, they treat their children as minor miracles in their life. They flood their Instagram accounts with cute pictures of their kids. Even they tweet all all around the day about absolutely adorable things that the children do, which are normal. The kids must be doing it in the olden times also, but now it becomes even more. The Facebook and the Twitter, they Facebook their birthday parties, the celebrations, and all kind of things. No wonder then that these children grew up believing that they are the center of the universe, and the rule of good behavior actually don't apply to them, because that is exactly what their parents have taught them. So today's children, they receive much better education. I feel that some of the reasons are like this also, that today's children, they receive much better education than their parents have received. They have also become smarter and more intelligent thanks to the accessibility of the new technologies. If I cite an example, so for example, I know many young children who can use their parents' smartphone better than them. So this creates a false sense, the false sense of, you can say that I'm superiority, and they often look down upon their parents and treat them with disrespect. This was not exactly the case 30, 40 years back, when this communication and this especially this what the skill gap between the parents and the children was not there. In my opinion, YouTube, movies, music, and video games all seem to glorify a disrespectful, anger, rude way of dealing with others. They glorify some of the songs that the teenagers, they sing these days and they enjoy. Uh, that talks about violence most of the time. For example, parents sometimes, they allow their children to expose to the violent movies and television shows, or to play violent video games also for that matter, and they tend to think that this is harmless entertainment for them. But my dear parents, this causes the feeling of hatred deep inside the younger child, who's developing emotionally and intellectually also, leading to disrespect for anyone, including elders, because the child starts thinking that this is normal. And if you want to become famous, you have to show disrespectful behavior towards others. As a result, we have to work hard as parents to teach the kid what is the importance of respect. In my opinion, if children have become disrespectful, it is the problem in their upbringing. Parents who satisfy every need of their children, not doing them a service, rather, they are spoiling their children. As it is rightly said, as you sow, so shall you reap. Understand that even if you haven't been able to intervene in the early stages of your children, you can still start anytime. Even if your child is constantly exhibiting disrespectful behavior, you can begin stepping in and setting clear goals and clear limits for your children. Actually, parents, if I tell you, according to the researches and whatever studies we have done, we have got to know that kids really want the limits to be set up, even if they protest, even if they disagree, and they will protest. The message that they get when you step in and set limits for them is that they are cared for, that you love them, and that you really want them to be successful and able to function well in the world as an independent, happy, successful individual. Our kids won't thank us now. Of course, they'll retaliate, but that's okay. It's not about getting them to thank you, it is about doing the right thing. So, I hope you have got the message. Thank you and happy parenting.